Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I was talking earlier about pre-workouts and the fact that they actually don't seem to work. There's no real evidence that they work. People always say, "Hey, well, can you prove that?" Yeah, there are studies on it. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Yeah, I came across a study. I'll link it below. It's actually a pretty comprehensive study done on Craze, which was a very popular, extremely popular pre-workout endorsed by a lot of YouTubers and everything that went to check to see if using a pre-workout actually improves body composition. I mean, do people who take it versus people in a control group who don't take it, do they gain more muscle, lose more fat? Do they get stronger? Do they get any sort of actual benefit from taking it for over a month? So they did a 6-week study. Now, if you guys read through the study, you're going to notice some things. They chose people who are approximately their mid-20s. They took 40 men and women who had no health problems, all in good health. So, there's no risk there. And if they have no health problems, you can train them pretty hard, right? So they took all these people. If they had any history and admitted to using any sort of anabolic steroid, growth hormone, even TRT on a prescription, IGF-1, anything like that in the last year, they were excluded from the study. They wanted to get basically drug-free people. Also, they required all subjects in the study to stop all supplements for 30 days, meaning so you're getting a fresh start. So a lot of people say, well, you've got to cycle off of a supplement for a while to benefit from it. So this actually takes care of that idea, because a lot of people say, well, they didn't improve because they were on the same stuff they were on. All right, so they were not allowed to take pre-workouts, no creatine. They even checked that. Anyone who had taken creatine in the last 30 days was excluded. All right, so they wanted to get people who were coming in fresh with this, who were healthy, who they could train fairly hard, because if you can't train hard because you're not healthy, obviously you're not going to get good results from anything that helps you push yourself harder. They looked at all of this, and they wanted to make sure diet was right, training was right. So they were given guidelines from an actual registered dietitian, because this was a university study. So they have a nutrition department on hand. Registered dietitians gave these people guidelines so they had a good diet. Right? Same thing you would do for an athlete. And then they trained them as if they were athletes, meaning they took a certified strength and conditioning coach who wrote them a program, who coached all of these people. All right? They were given coaching by a certified strength and conditioning coach. And this is one of the things that I always want to point out to people. If you seem to benefit from a pre-workout, odds are whoever wrote your program is a fucking moron. All right, I'm going to take that back. A lot of guys write their own programs. You're not necessarily a moron if you write your own program. So I'm being a little bit over the top there. I'm being facetious. So I apologize for that if you took it that way. But if you are writing your own program and you're not qualified to write a program, meaning you don't really know anything about strength and conditioning, never read any books on training programming, it would probably be a wise idea to pick up a free program out there from a strength and conditioning coach, a program that's written towards your goals and your experience level. Now, as far as this goes, people be like, well, what sort of program did he give them? He gave them a bodybuilding style program. It was a hypertrophy based program, which is what you would want, right? I mean, if your goal is to put on muscle, you're using a pre-workout to help you change your body composition, you want a program geared towards that. So what sort of program? It was a 4-day-a-week, upper lower, time-proven method. How many people out there, even on YouTube, promote that for hypertrophy? Tons of them. Tons of bodybuilders on YouTube promote that for drug-free people, right? Pretty common. Universally accepted to be a good idea. It was a linear periodization program in which they started in the 12 to 15 rep range and increased intensity over the period of the 6-week study, and they ended with heavy 8 rep sets. It was a moderately high volume. So again, if you're trying to maximize on body composition, moderate to high reps using moderately high volume 4 days a week under the guidance of a strength and conditioning coach. All right, a certified strength and conditioning coach. So as far as the training goes, probably about the best sort of training they're going to get. These people were all put on an effective program. They all were under the guidance of a registered dietitian. All right, this is basically, for most people who can't afford coaching and stuff, this is probably your dream scenario. Just registered dietitian and a certified strength and conditioning coach helping you make some gains. All right, they set up the perfect scenario here. These people are all put in a situation to where their training and diet were pretty spot on for people trying to get serious results. They run it for 6 weeks, and what do they find? Did the people, because they split it into two groups, 40, so they had 20 people using Craze and 20 people not. all on a good program under a good certified coach. There was no difference in the results. The pre-workout, at least when it's studied for 6 weeks, now people can argue all day long, well, they need a longer study. Really, you guys want to run a pre-workout with stimulants for more than 6 weeks straight? I mean, a lot of people, even with pre-workouts, don't want to run them more than 4 to 6 weeks, because then they want to cycle off of them. But this should have been your maximum effect for these products. I mean, people say that it takes 4 to 6 weeks, and then sometimes you come off of them. Well, that's a full cycle of it. Now, people are paying $30, $40, sometimes $50 a month for these pre-workouts, taking risks. They are health risks with them, right? So they did blood work, DEXA scans, everything. All right, they monitored these people's blood work. They monitored their body composition with DEXA scans, and at 3 and 6 weeks, they did testing to see if they had gotten stronger. What they found is that the people who were not given the pre-workout made the same sort of changes in muscle mass and fat that the people on the pre-workout did. No significant difference. When they tested their strength, even their 1 rep max, I mean, people will take a pre-workout, they'll be like, well, it might not help you with body composition, but it'll help your performance, so you'll get stronger. They weren't any stronger either. They gained the same amount of strength, the same amount of muscle, the same changes in body composition, whether they were on the pre-workout or not. So basically, 6 weeks of people who've been on no supplements, who go on a pre-workout, on a effective training program written by a certified coach, who were under the care of a registered dietitian, the pre-workout did fuck all. It did absolutely nothing for muscle mass, body fat, or strength. All right, no one has really done studies like this before. There have been little minor studies. This is the first comprehensive study done, and they found that one of the most popular pre-workouts ever does abso-fucking-lutely nothing for your gains. Nothing. Fucking nothing. Let that sink in. Fucking nothing. No changes. Yet people are convinced that they need these products. So I want you to stop and think about that. Every YouTuber, every person you see out there promotes a pre-workout. Every supplement company makes a pre-workout. Everyone promotes this. Yet when we study it, when we can actually measure people's body composition changes, test their blood work, people who are on a good training program get nothing from it. No measurable benefit. No measurable benefit. How in the fuck are people promoting this? Because it gets them, they get a high from it? I don't know. It makes you feel like you got a good workout? Well, does feeling like you got a good workout really matter versus actually getting a good workout? I mean, truth be told, like I've said before, if you feel like the pre-workout's helping you, maybe your training isn't that good. Wouldn't you rather run a good program that you know is going to give you good results, or do you want to put something into your body that fucks with your head to make you think you got a good workout even when you're running a shitty program? I mean, would you guys rather get gains? Would you rather rate progress, or would you rather be in the gym feeling like you made progress, whether you did or didn't? People are being sold a feeling. People are paying sometimes $40, $50 a container to feel like they got a good workout, even if they didn't. Good workout programs are free. They don't cost anything. And again, like I've said before, if you're struggling with workouts, if you're struggling with energy and motivation, maybe your actual training program sucks. That's usually the case. And like I keep saying, if you feel like you need a pre-workout, it's time to reevaluate what you're doing with your training. Something is wrong. Because plenty of top athletes around the world become champions without needing a pre-workout. And people are like, well, I need the motivation. Well, why do you need the motivation? Do you want to get in shape? Do you want to reach your goals? That should be your motivation. And if you need to put something into your body to motivate you to do something you really want to do, you need to ask yourself, do you really want to do it that bad? I mean, is it actually that important to you that without a stimulant, you can't make it to the gym? You can't get a workout in? I mean, do you want your goals or don't you? And I'm not judging. Not everyone really wants the goals that they claim that they want. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but be honest with yourself. If you need some other external motivation to help you do something that you actually want, you don't really want it that bad. You really don't want it. And that's okay. Change what you want. Do the things that you really want. Do the things that you're motivated to do. You don't need to set some other external goal that you don't actually really want enough to get there. Why would you bother? That's silly. It's a waste of time. Unless there's some other motivation for it, like you're going to get a bunch of money or something, okay. But if you really want the goal, you shouldn't need motivation. And again, if you're dragging ass to the gym, maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you need more food. Maybe your diet's not on point. Maybe your carbs are too low. Maybe you're eating a little too much protein and not enough carbs. You don't have the energy to train. This is a lot going on here. And, here's the thing. If you don't have the energy to train because you're fatigued, either you're not recovering from your training, you're not getting enough sleep, do you really think using some sort of stimulant to pump you up to train harder when you're fatigued is going to give you better results? I think you're going to burn out faster. I think you're going to get less results from that. Because you're pushing yourself externally when you're not recovering, so you're going to train even harder when you're not recovering. You do know your body's going to play catch-up eventually, and that catch-up's going to be less muscle growth, higher injury rates. These products are bullshit, and we've got data here to show it, that they are completely worthless bullshit. Yet everyone buys one. Everyone makes one. Every fucking YouTube channel now almost has their own pre-workout supplement. They don't fucking do anything for you. You have a study actually looking at it. Doing a real study. A real actual study with blood work, DEXA scans, coaches, registered dietitians. The pre-workout didn't do shit. No changes in body composition or performance over people just using the weightlifting and the diet. Nothing. And people keep marketing and selling this shit. These people are fucking con artists. Every single person pushing these products, when we can look at it like this and look at studies, they're con artists. They're selling you a high. They're selling you an illusion. They're not selling you gains. They're not selling you progress. They're stealing money out of your pocket. And then the worst part is then people get addicted and feeling like they need the product. They take a pre-workout and then they feel like they need it to even train effectively. Then they try to come off, then their workouts suck. So then they lose progress. Their gains slow down. Sometimes they lose a little bit over a product that when we study it doesn't seem to help you in the first place. So all they've done is lost money and lost progress. And again, everyone wants to market this shit and pretend like they're fucking helping you? Come on. Get fucking real. It's time people start calling people out on this bullshit. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous in this industry. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.